We're Robin and Steve. Last time we left off in Magnetic Island, which we're leaving briefly to get some fuel. But then we zip straight back to Magnetic Island, Yunbenun, where we walk through Horseshoe Bay, past the solar farm / skate park, up to the fort's site. The Australian Coast Artillery units took advantage of this great vantage point and operated the fort's complex from 1943 until the end of the Pacific War in 1945. It's a steep climb, but it helps you appreciate how much work went into building and operating these forts. Back down at sea level, these views weren't too bad either. And then we walked over the hill to take in some other great sea views. Next we were off to the Palm Island group, specifically Orpheus Island, Goolboddi Island. The changeable wind kept us busy, changing sails and changing points of sail as we drifted through the Palm Island group, a group of 16 islands. The largest island is called Great Palm Island, Rakali, meaning one people from many groups. Orpheus Island has a tourist resort and a scientific research facility, and the anchorage is a little north of these. You could see the infrastructure from the research centre and from old clam farms, but the coral was doing a good job of growing over the top of these. Orpheus Island is a green zone. The fish are protected, and so we saw a greater quantity of less shy fish. One morning, it was calm enough for me not only to practice my silks, but to teach myself a new sequence. From the Palm Islands, we went out in search for an outer reef. Even at low tide at this time, we were surrounded by sea. We could see how easy it is for ships to run aground out here. Out in the middle of the ocean, we went for a walk. These were some of the clearest waters we'd seen. We're still worried about the lack of sharks we've seen, but at least here we saw 3 different sharks. Well, Steve hadn't seen this one quite yet. There it is. This area is not a green zone, and as expected, we did not see the variety of fish that we usually see in green zones. But it was truly beautiful and well worth the trip. So we'd seen a black-tipped reef shark, this a white-tipped reef shark, and once we saw a big tiger shark, we calmly climbed back into the kayak. Farewell, crystal clear blue waters. We woke to a moody sky and grey seas. It was time to go, to beat the winds. Occasionally, we do supplement our food stocks with fish, since it's the only way to get groceries out here. This is not a bonito, but a mackerel tuna. It's generally not a favourite, but we know how to cook it, and if we've killed it, we'll eat it. Now food rich and near a beautiful island, Steve did a happy dance. Hinchinbrook Island, or Pouandai, is the traditional land of the Biai-Giri people. Once this island of igneous rock was part of the mainland, but since the last ice age, 18,000 years ago, sea level has risen. It's a bushwalking mecca, and we could at least do a little bit of a walk to take a bath at the popular Zoe Falls. Where for a change we could hang out with freshwater fish. Some fellow bathers suggested we climb above for a bath with a view. Apart from being stunning, these water holes are popular because just downstream there are crocodiles, and so we used our motorboat. It's at least 6 inches taller than our kayak. No crocodile can ever get that high. Checkmate, crocodiles. It's a rolly anchorage with one of the best views imaginable. We sailed north and found another little beautiful beach on Hinchinbrook Island. It was the perfect day to do some washing. Just as we approached Dunk Island, Coonanglebah, the wind died. This is another island affected by cyclones. Cyclone Larry in 2006, and the final straw, Cyclone Yassi in 2011. Here's another resort in pieces. For sailors and campers though, there's a hot shower and some nice walking tracks. We like to leave fish in the sea where they live, but every now and then it's too yummy, especially when we haven't been shopping. Spanish mackerel, sashimi time. We sailed way out, and this time the little blob of sand was visible. Time to play on some sand in the middle of the coral sea. The water was clear and relatively warm. There were no excuses now. It was time to scrub the hull. With that chore done, we could jump in again and check out the fish. At dusk it was calm, so calm that we had bird visitors. But calms never last, and a weird mix of a well-dug-in anchor and a huge swell actually bent our anchor wingless. This was not good. So join us next time for another episode of Fixing Things in Pretty Places, before we travel north for my sister's 50th birthday.